94.1 KRBE, a Cumulus media station.
Good morning, everyone.
We ready?
Live from the TXU Energy Studio.
The Rula and Ryan Show with producer Eric, Special K, and Sam.
All right, here we are, day 2 of that icy, frosty weather. Yesterday, we tied a record that had been set in 1973, the most amount of snow that we've had in 52 years.
And it was glorious. It was glorious. It was so nice to see it falling. It was so pretty. It's like a winter scene.
That's glorious because people were being
respectful.
safe, Rula.
Right.
That's what I like.
It was really
Listen.
nice that it was Martin Luther King Day, so already schools were planned to be off. You know, a lot of businesses
Well, that
were
was
closed.
Monday, yeah.
People listen. Well, I mean, Monday into... Oh gosh, yeah, today's Wednesday already.
MLK
But I'm saying,
Day
like,
was
Monday to
Monday,
Tuesday,
and then we just
they
all...
had closed schools already for Tuesday. It was good pre-planning. We talked to Jeff Lindner, who's a meteorologist with Harris County, and yeah, now it's time to talk to our new chief of the Houston Fire Department. We've had him in studio before. We had him on yesterday. Please welcome back to the Rule and Ryan Show, Chief Thomas Munoz. Hello, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
Hey, we're all hanging in
Great.
there. So, is everything played out the way you hoped it would? I mean, people seem to be heeding the warnings of staying off the roads.
Yeah, we've seen the numbers in our calls. Obviously, the big concern is we've been telling everyone, stay off the roads. We saw a spike in our motor vehicle accidents. We had about 88 motor vehicle accidents yesterday, above the normal. But for the most part, yes, they have. They've been listening. We've seen the numbers, the number of calls we've received increased slightly, but not as what we would expect. But other than that, and our firefighters still, at the stations, responding to calls, doing an amazing job. Just all around, the preparedness that we did, we're starting to see the payoffs in that. But the big reason. I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's right, Chief. What were some of the calls they were getting? I mean, I kind of, most of us were watching the news or having fun playing outside, but I didn't see any big stories of any unfortunate fires, or is there something we didn't see? What were the majority of calls about?
I mean, we did see, like, your typical, house fires. We had a couple of large building fires that, our members were able to extinguish motor vehicle accidents. And, of course, the mayor's big push on the warming centers really paid off. Got about 1,500 people take advantage of that.
Oh, wow.
So we were supporting that. Our EMS support was there and had a couple of runs there. But for the most part, it's just average day in the fire department, a little bit above average. But, it was. Yeah. But the big ones, carbon monoxide, we had three incidents yesterday, but no fatalities out of that. So, which is really for this time of year, I wish I had 0, but for 3, that'd be good.
And we need to keep stressing to people. I know I sound like a broken record, but hey, if you've not heard this before, you've got to keep those generators like 20 feet away from the door. You can't have them inside. That carbon monoxide is odorless. It will kill you.
Yes, that carbon monoxide is, and thanks for that. 20 feet away. Obviously, your heaters, 3 feet away from anything that might catch fire. Those are the things that we keep on pushing. Our public safety team that does a lot of that, educate the public. So we do that. And, of course, encouraging people to work, to get to know their neighbors, right? What did we say yesterday? Together against the weather?
Together against the weather. I like that.
I'm working on the needlepoint pillow of that, Chief. I'm still working on the pillow.
Hey, that's funny. When you were saying Hobby Lobby pillow, I'm like, what does that mean? And he explained to me after.
All you have to do is go to Sam's house. You'll know.
Yeah, because Hobby Lobby always has like signs of phrases like that.
Live, laugh,
and they
love.
put it on pillows.
Lots of phrases.
I was like, we're going to make a pillow of that one for the Chief, and we'll make and send it to him.
Hey, and I'll bring you all a T-shirt for that. So,
Yeah, we got to do that for say Enzo 2025.
Yeah, and Chief, that's a good thing Eric brought that up. Okay, so this is Winter Storm Enzo, which is news to us. Where was
I didn't know it
Winter
had
Storm
names.
Alvin
that's what this is
and
called?
Beatrice and Charlie? Where's the A, B, C, D? We already got to E on the winter storms? I had no idea.
Yeah, that makes like 10 of us in the room. we had the National Weather Service guy. I'm like, what? We're naming winter storms now? Said, yeah,
I never heard that in my life.
Confuses anybody else.
Hey, how was that? The snowball fight yesterday? I saw a good one. You had the HPD and the HFD had a nice snowball fight against each other. Did you guys
Yeah,
win?
yeah. I'm going to still hold my ground and say, obviously, it's obvious that HFD won that snowball fight. I'm just going to leave it there. It was obvious. I was talking to Chief Diaz yesterday. I said, "No, come on, man. You got to give me that one, right?" So, it was,
Well, I don't know. Did y'all have refs like we had for the Texans-Chiefs game? I'm maybe a little wonky there.
Let me examine that snowball. Hey, there's a rock inside of it.
Is that nice?
No, but that's a great collaboration we have with HPD, man. Chief Diaz and I are great friends in our police and fire departments, guys. We just really work well together. Just great.
As we're talking about it, Chief, it's on Good Morning America right now. As we're talking about that snowball fight between you guys, Good Morning America is showing a clip of you guys. That's really funny.
Is it really?
Well, yeah. I'm glad that you guys are all safe, and overall, the report has been pretty A+ for how we have fared in this snow day for Houston, Texas. And we always thank you guys for everything you guys do and being available. And thanks for being available for the Rule and Ryan show to check in and give us those reports, sir.
No, thank you. The fire department loves your show, so thank you so much for what you do for us.
Well, we appreciate you. If you have one
We
parting
love 'em right
thought, if you want to send a message to the city of Houston, the airwaves are yours. What would you like to tell everybody?
The city's coming back, but let's not, let's please stay off the roads. We're going to get there. We're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Airport is opening up today at 9 a.m., but, we're getting there, and it's just please stay off the roads. Please pay attention to our messaging and be safe, most importantly.
Thank you so much.
Live, laugh, love.
Thanks.
There we go.
And
together.
one last thing, HFD did win that snowball fight. So
Nice. Got to take a parting shot.
We're going to make sure we tell Michael Strahan and everybody on GMA to shout that from the rooftops nationally.
Thank you, Chief.
Y'all have a great day. Take care.
Yeah, better one. Be safe.
Oh my God. Okay, for real, guys, I got to get a pillow going for that phrase. I got to get a pillow going
Together
for that phrase.
through the
next time
weather?
we have, that's it, right? Why can't I recall that?
Together through the weather.
I wrote
Somebody
it down
listening.
yesterday that I put together through the weather. Is
Yeah,
what
that's
Together through the weather?
Yeah, through the weather.
Okay, so somebody listening at 37530 has a grandma somewhere who loves to take up needlepoint. We're going to ask her to sew this up because it'll take me forever if I try.
Is that the same thing? Like my Grammy used to do, she'd make Afghan blankets.
That's different. That's crochet.
That's
Yeah.
crochet?
Needlepoint is where you have that
Yeah.
little, it's like a stencil, it's round.
And the round thing that goes through.
Is that
Yeah,
the one
you
where you
need-
go knit one, purl two? Where
I
they...
don't know. I never actually knew the steps.
Sounds like a football huddle. Knit one.
Purl two.
Yeah, it's always like this little round thing. And there's a place in my old neighborhood. There was actually a store. These little grandmas used to run this store, and I remember thinking, "Wow, do you guys make enough money to support the retail space that this many people want a needlepoint?" So I walked in there one time to see what's in there, and it was tons of that kind of stuff, the patterns, and I just was so fascinated that there's an actual huge market just for that one little mom and pop shop to have all the needlepoint stuff. 'Cause,
It's funny you think
you've
that
got those
way.
big places like Michael's and things like that. But yeah, a lot of people do it.
No, I
Somebody's
mean,
making a
I
pillow.
think it's interesting you think that way. I do the same thing. I walk into these specialty small stores and I'm like, wow, you must have had to sell a lot of yarn today to keep this thing afloat.
What about those stores that
Or
like
they
piano
didn't, they're
stores?
struggling.
They
Which
spend
one,
all that
Eric?
money for by my house. There used to be a piano store.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, that place is expensive to rent.
Yeah.
You got to sell two of those pianos a week, I think, just to break even.
Yeah, that's what I was always
the
wondering.
piano stores. Yeah, that is an interesting point, Eric, because the piano is not something you're buying all the time. You're going to buy one and have it forever.
But these are those
and pass
big
it
ones. They're
down.
probably $25,000.
pianos.
Oh, like those big
Yeah.
Steinway grand pianos?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess if somebody working in the piano industry might be home today listening to us. You let us know what's the quota. Is it you got one this week? You did your job? I mean,
Didn't it close though?
Quota.
That, the one with the piano on the roof, right?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
the
one
one
on
right there by-
610.
That was on
659.
59 coming up. You coming up
Yeah,
59 there. There was a piano on the roof at that one place.
I remember that.
piano on a pole. It was a piano on a
It
pole.
was a piano on a
The
pole.
pole.
Okay, is that what it
It
was
was
on a pole?
Is it
Yes.
still there? I'll take a
I
I'll-
thought. Well, I
I'll have a look.
thought it was gone because the store is gone. I think people finally stopped buying.
A lot of
those
times the
grand-
signs outlive the stores.
Yeah, but I hope the
Yes.
sign's still there.
Yep.
That'd be fun.
That's where the Hooters was, right? Right over there. Is that Hooters still
Yep.
in business?
It's still there, but I don't think it's open.
Dang it.
Yeah. By the way, are any Hooters open anymore?
Yes.
Did I miss that
yeah,
memo?
there's still
Oh,
Hooters.
definitely. Yeah,
Okay.
there's one on 59 South, like outside of the Beltway. I want to say that's
Okay,
open
because
I go there for my
In
birthday.
Galveston. Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
I know you love that Hooters. There used to be one
They're wings.
near the radio station, and you had like the little birthday thing going. But we talked about the one in Galveston,
Yeah, I think
and
it's
people were
closed too,
texting us
right?
that's closed down,
that's
but that's a
definitely
giant
closed.
property. That
That
is
was
a
big.
huge
Wait, are you
property.
telling me that there's a dip in the restaurant business?
I mean,
Twin
I don't
Peaks
know.
is still around over
Yeah,
there,
that
across
one.
from.
And then what's the
Hooters.
other one? Bombers or something? Or
Bombshells?
Bombshells?
Bombshells.
Yeah.
Is that the same kind of concept?
I don't think so.
No, not really.
not.
I mean, they're not
thought it
that
was.
skimpy.
Yeah, it's.
Well, I
I mean,
mean-
it's hot gals.
Bombshell.
In Dallas, there's one we used to go to called Bone Daddies.
Bone Daddy.
Was it
It
dudes?
was barbecue. It was barbecue, and they wore their shorts, like biker shorts, those short shorts.
Nice.
Wait, they're
Remember
guys?
that? Bone Daddies.
Wait, dudes did or the ladies did?
No, it was girls. It was all women.
Kevin's like, why do you call
Kev,
it
is there-
Bone
I don't
Daddy?
think there's a restaurant. for
Roosters? Is there something called
guys.
roosters?
Yeah, roosters.
Well, there is,
RBC.
but that's actually a barbershop, Kev. There is a place called Roosters.
that
It's
makes
a
sense.
barbershop for men.
Or is
I'm
it
just
a
kind of
coffee shop,
curious.
too?
Where do they shave?
Wait, hold on.
What did I
Roosters.
say?
know
I thought it was a coffee shop.
Wait, is it a coffee shop? Wait, I got it because the logo.
I have
I
to
know
look
the
it up.
logo is Roosters. I thought that was like the boardroom for men. I thought that was like a concept that competes with.
Oh
the
yeah, no,
boardroom.
there's a men's grooming, and then there's a
Men's grooming?
breakfast place in Pearland.
It's called
Pearland
Roosters.
has a Hooters, and Stafford still has the Hooters.
Yeah, I go to the Stafford one.
Wings.
I'm just curious who in Galveston is going to take over that giant
Those
footprint.
big Hooters.
Where the Hooters was. That is a big building. I mean, if you've seen it, who misses it? It's on 61st. You can't miss it. It's huge, huge. And it's
When I see that, yeah.
gotta be
when
turned
Kevin
into
sees Hooters,
something.
he's like, what's his name? Mark Zuckerberg when he saw Bezos' wife at the inauguration.
Oh my
Did you
god,
see that?
those memes.
That meme is everywhere.
No, explain. I don't know that one.
I guess Jeff Bezos' wife wore like a bra and then just had a sports jacket over it.
Oh.
And
And
Zuckerberg
Zuckerberg
is like
like
next to her, and they got a video of him looking straight at him and got caught.
Oh, really? Oh, man.
And he's like in his
That's
face like,
embarrassing.
yum.
Oh, God. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Well, if anybody wants to give us some info on what's going to turn into that Hooters or who's going to turn Hooters over, that's fine. Interesting information. But for the most part,
Hey, really, the best part is like we're hardly getting text because most people are sleeping in. But as soon as we talk about Hooters, now the texts are flying.
Oh, yeah.
Hooters out there.
Now I know where all of them are. Thank you. No, I greatly appreciate this. If there's one on my drive, I can't go past it.
Kev, didn't you have a punch card there to get like
Oh,
the
yes.
10th wing free or something?
So what I would do is I would line up my punch card to where I got a bunch of things free on Tuesday, which is half price wing Tuesday. So then we would go in there, and then we'd also had Cat Mays, our sales ladies, half off card. So basically, we'd get out of there paying $5
Oh, my
for
God.
our entire meal. It was
And
awesome.
you get a picture of Blue Moon. Remember, you get Blue Moon.
I know. I can't drink that anymore. It makes my face red.
You're kidding.
Well, maybe it's
Blue Moon
not
is
the
out
beer,
in
it's
it.
the amount
The
that you're
citrus-
drinking.
No, it's a citrus in it for Kevin.
Yeah, it was a citrus. It make my neck itch.
Remember, he's
Which, by the
sloppy when he
way-
drinks. It goes all over his
Oh,
face.
it's true.
Yeah,
you
he
need
does.
it. You
He's
need
a
it at
sloppy-
that place.
He doesn't eat meat. If you've ever seen Special K out, you want to say hi to him, just tell him if he's got food on his face. but he does
I
not
really
eat
think
meat.
we're getting to the point where we need to get you a trough.
Yeah, hashtag wipe me.
Yeah.
No, we need
Get more
he
on
needs
you
an
than in
apron
you.
and some wipies. Sam has wipies in her bag because she has a baby.
Seriously.
Kevin has to carry them because he has to wipe his face up.
Yeah,
once.
yeah. When I'm at
Kev's
Hooters,
messier
I'm like,
than my toddler.
wet naps, please. Where's my wet naps?
Sam, you need to
If
get
we
us.
want, we can. When we come back, we can open up the phones and see if people are listening. They
Yeah,
wanna
how are you
call in.
weathering this? Well, let's just
Yeah.
open up the lines. 833-390-KRBE. That's 833-390-5723.
It's the Snow Day Show, day 2 on the Rule and Ryan Show. We'll be right back.
RBE. It's the Roll and Ryan Show getting you through day 2 of this icy weather. We learned it's called Enzo is the name of the storm.
Enzo, it's like endo.
It's Winter Storm Enzo, but who knew where Albert and Beatrice, Charlie, and Evelyn were? I don't know.
Hey,
no,
Enzo.
Evelyn, Enzo. I mean, Beatrice, Charlie, and Donnie, because now we're at Enzo. I don't know. I'm making up those names. We don't know. But it's the Rule and Ryan Show. And yeah, Snow Day was so fun yesterday. Let me tell you what's going to happen in December because of yesterday, because I saw it all over social media. I think a lot of families took advantage of taking a snowy picture in front of their house to make it their Christmas card.
Ah,
that's smart.
You're so right.
because who's ever seen our neighborhoods looking so glorious and wonderful and gorgeous from all the snow? So I saw a lot of people posing for pictures, and there's this one kid that had taken the foamy pool float, not the plasticky ones, the ones that are real thick foam, almost like memory foam typey ones that are covered in plastic. Have you seen those?
Yeah.
They were sledding down the street behind, like the dad had the truck, the back of tailgate was open, and they had put like rope lines in the back of the truck.
That sounds
and then
dangerous.
they had those. Well, I mean, the people were improvising.
Yeah, I don't
and
know.
it was
if I'm
just
gonna,
down the street.
Hey,
it wasn't
kids,
like they were going 50 miles an
I'm
hour.
gonna tie a rope to the back of my truck. You're gonna hang on to a raft, and we're gonna go hauling ass down the road on the ice.
I mean, how fast are you going down the street? You know how many
shouldn't be doing
creative
it at
people got
all.
yesterday? Oh, please, Scroogey McDuck, can't we have some fun?
Scroogey McDuck.
It's one street. It's one.
Hey,
I
look,
thought it was super cute.
We are being responsible. We had a few people call in, and they were driving, and we're like, nope, not going to talk to you on the phone while you're driving. You shouldn't even be driving. I'm sorry, that's the parent in me. Stay off those roads.
You can text us at 37530 if you're already at work or you are planning to go somewhere. You can call us if you're somewhere stationary. But if you have to be on the road for whatever reason today, we appreciate you listening, but we don't want you calling us from trying to navigate the road.
You
Especially
shouldn't be
icy
going to work
freeways.
anyway. Tell your boss, come on.
Yeah,
Wait till
talk about
2.
Scrooge. You shouldn't be,
Well, the only
unless you're an
difference is-
essential worker.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you work in a grocery store, you got to be in there. If you're working, the question is
Airport.
for a lot of airports, obviously, and a lot of restaurateurs had a lot of questions yesterday. In the restaurant industry, was buzzing about what time should we open and how can we safely get our people there because others will come to eat, and you have to have the staff to man.
But nobody's
the
starving to
places.
death right now. I mean, look, we had one day of snow. We can stay off the roads a second day. By this afternoon, it'll be warming up. The ice will melt. But right now, please just stay off the roads. You mentioned airport. Well, the airports, the TSA checkpoints open up this morning at 9 a.m. And then flights are going to start arriving at both airports, Bush and Hobby, starting at 10 a.m. And then by 11 a.m. this morning, we'll have planes going out of our airports.
And it's gone up a whopping 1 degree since we started the show. It's 23.
I was talking to my sister who lives in Chicago. I think we have more snow than they had
Really?
this
So
year
far?
so far.
Oh
Yeah,
my
she's like,
gosh,
yeah, we
that's
haven't had much.
crazy.
It's there is like -4 degrees.
Oh, my God. You know, the funny thing is you say -4. Yesterday did not feel that cold to me. When we were out there building a snowman, it just didn't feel like that bitter cold that
No,
we
it's freezing.
normally get. Like, it
It's
felt
all
like
about
it was
the wind.
drier.
Freezing.
If the wind hits you, it's going to hurt. Growing up in Chicago, there's
Yeah.
like pins and needles just
In your
thrown in
face.
your face when you walk.
I thought it was
downtown.
pretty cold. I decided to go for a walk around the neighborhood with the girls. My son was here in the front yard with some neighbor kids, and I was like, let's go walk around and take some pictures of the neighborhood because we're never going to see it like this ever again. And I was thinking, how far do I really want to go? I mean, the slush was for real, and I didn't want to fall. One person's sidewalk. You know how HOAs have all these different rules? Well, let me tell you why there's rules on sometimes. Somebody had recently like redone a sidewalk and they put like some kind of travertine type of shiny stone down. Man, I was sliding right across.
It's slick.
Yeah.
I didn't fall, thank goodness, but I was like, wow, that's probably not a good idea in the snow. But it was just so pretty. And I thought that it was just, God, we're never going to see this again. I'm just trying to enjoy it as long as we can because that sun's a coming. And what
a
I'm
great
looking
memory.
at right now, it looks like snowy little blankets all over the yard. Like I can't see any of my yard still other than where the kids ran through it. And they got too tired to finish the giant snowman they were starting. I mean, they legit rolled a huge boulder of snow. It's just still sitting there. They only finished one. They didn't do the second one. It was exhausting and their hands were numb.
Well, you should check out all our socials right now. Why don't you guys all give out your socials? Because I think each and every one of us had our snow picture yesterday.
No, I didn't care.
You didn't do it?
I lived through that. I lived through that as a. I mean, I've been through so many snowstorms.
All right,
I
Kevin,
don't
be
care.
Scroogey.
I'm not.
Well, nobody's
it's like-
looking for your picture, Kevin. Nobody's looking for Kevin to frolic in the snow.
No.
It's different.
No.
It's
Not
different
bad
when you're with
because-
your kid.
He's mad because Grindr was shut down yesterday. Nobody could go around check out places.
But you can
Mine's
check
at
out
Radio Rula, by the way.
at Radio Rula,
ROULA.
at producer Eric, at Slam Given, and at Scrooge for Kevin.
Scrooge Big Duck
I
over
just,
there.
I don't have a sled, and there's no hills here. There's like no hills.
Well, according to Rula,
yeah.
you can just like tie a raft to the back of a pickup
Yeah.
truck and go hauling
That's
down
what I
the road.
And we used to do that at our
Yeah,
high
we used to hang out
school.
of the bump. We would hang out of the bumper. We used to do that
We did that
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
skateboards.
in the parking lot. Or we'd take a shopping cart and tie it to the bumper. That was stupid.
I had a
What?
rope
That
to
sounds
pull
awful.
people out of the snow, and then when we weren't pulling people out of the snow, we'd pull friends on a snowboard behind the truck in the high school parking lot till we get ran out of there by the nuns.
I'm sorry, I got to interrupt. I'm like dying laughing here. Sam, you just dodged something. Your son threw something at you from
Sorry.
behind you.
He
He just walked up and he just threw something, Miss Sam.
What did he
My
throw?
kid is, it's a Misty squeaker toy.
Oh.
If you start hearing squeaking, I'll have to mute
I'm telling
myself
you,
because he's awake.
He could be a baseball player in the future.
He's got an arm.
Oh, for sure. Mark wants him to be because he's a little
Or a
short
football
king,
player.
so he'll be a little
Quarterback.
shortstop. No, I don't
my
want to play in
gosh.
football with all the injuries. So I'm
know,
cool
right?
with baseball. There's definitely less injuries, and the money's pretty good.
Yeah, it's guaranteed contracts there. Get
Yeah,
him in baseball.
exactly.
The money's
so
pretty good.
We'll get him.
There
We'll
was-
try and get him into baseball. He's like throwing spirals.
Speaking of sports, a lot of you probably have seen what I've seen over the last few days since the Chiefs and the Texans game. How many people are outraged at the calls the refs made? Well, one of these things that came across my algorithm yesterday was every single move in this NFL football promo from the 70s is a penalty now. And it was National Football League football. And it was like this guy got clothesline. This guy got helmet to helmet smash. Every single highlight in the 70s and 80s is absolutely not allowed to be done. Now it would be a total penalty. I was like, oh Lord, because you talk to some of these like veteran national football players. They're like, man, they don't even know how destroyed we are because we were playing on concrete under AstroTurf.
Yeah.
And the hits that we took.
But the
you can't even
injuries.
do that stuff anymore. Yeah,
Even the
I'm
players
with
up to
you,
like
Sam.
2014, 15, whatever the lawsuits in that came, the CTE.
I think that
Oh,
movie
absolutely. The
Concussion.
targeting.
Yeah, targeting and stuff. That was always around. Aaron Rodgers used to get rocked and stuff. So and he's
Wait,
still
what's
playing.
targeting? I mean,
Targeting is when
Like
you
Red Dot Boutique.
no.
No, go ahead. Sam.
Targeting
different
is when you go, like, say a quarterback's going to throw the ball and a player comes and goes straight towards his head. It's like targeting. It's like you can't be in
just
that
his head.
area.
Intentionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Intentional.
Like, especially
to
the
head.
receivers, like he's just
Oh, yeah.
what's the word
Receivers.
when he's up in the air and he's not ready for it and he just
I
crush
forget
him.
the term of that.
I
Yeah.
just forgot the term.
There's just
But
a
yeah.
lot of.
Well,
hopefully
I'm with you,
new
Sam,
safety.
on that, saying like you don't want your son to play football, but as he grows, like my son's 10 now, and he's definitely built for football, and my husband played football since he was in fourth grade. We're like,
Yeah.
he'd probably be really monstrous, but
I know in Pee Wee football, it's adorable. Like, I'd probably be okay with Santi playing that. If we were up north, he'd be playing hockey, lacrosse, like anything
yeah.
that is like stocky built. I want this
At
kid
what
to, like,
age
just
do you start
dominate.
playing Pee Wee football?
That's a great
I think
question.
they have
Wow.
it like in second grade. I think they have it.
So like around 8.
Yeah, they start with
Football
flag
stuff,
football.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's flag football, things like that. So anyway, I just my son came in also, Sam, but he was half asleep. He's like, "Mommy, I wanted to snuggle you because you're home today." I was like, "Oh, I'm not actually on the radio, buddy, but maybe during the commercial break I'll come." And that's why before the song, I was like, "Okay, let me go." I go, "Do not get on any iPad. Do not turn on the TV. Just go right back to bed." Because he still had like the eyes that wouldn't open all the way. I was like, "Okay, you're still in it. You're still in it. Go back to bed. Go back to bed. There's nothing to do. Just go back to bed."
Speaking of football, did you see J.J. Watt with his son yesterday?
Was
in the
here.
snow?
He's here. I'm
He was
so
pushing
shocked. He
him.
must
No, I
be
didn't
visiting
see it.
in-laws. Yeah, it was his wife's Instagram posted on his Instagram where he was with their baby in the snow here in Houston because he
Like a
posted
little mini
Houston,
sled,
Texas.
a little sheep's sled or some weird little thing. He was
Oh,
pushing.
cool.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Because for those that don't know, her sister is the one that introduced her to JJ via her husband who used to play with JJ, and they still live here in Houston. And so that's the Houston connection of JJ coming to town still.
Next, I'm like, I thought he was
Brian
in
Cushing's
Arizona.
wife. Yeah, Brian Cushing's wife is JJ Watt's sister-in-law because the sisters married Brian Cushing and JJ Watt.
Nice.
Talk about some competition in sports there, those cousins.
those
Yeah.
kids.
Holy heck.
It's like, well, my daddy and his brothers are all in the NFL, and they really did well. How about your daddy and his brothers? Okay, well, that's a lot. That's an elite sport family. Family tree is what we're saying there.
All right. Well,
Anyway,
coming up next.
Coming up,
Go ahead,
is,
Eric.
Leo Flores. He's the public information officer for TxDOT. So, we keep saying this. Don't get out there on the roads yet.
Not yet.
Just a few more hours.
And you'll
Not yet.
find
You
out
see-
why.
You see that sun peeping over the rooftops, but not yet. You just stay where you are. And we're going to talk to our public information officer for TxDOT, Leo Flores, next on the Rule and Ryan Show.
It's KRBE with more of the Rule and Ryan Show.
All right, with all these terrible icy conditions on the road, we thought it would be a good idea to get the public information officer from TxDOT on the line with us this morning.
That's right, because I know everyone's thinking, oh, look, the sun's coming out. Is it time to get back to good? No, hold on there, Hotfoot. We told you not yet. Leo Flores is standing by to talk to us. And like we said, public information officer for TxDOT. Leo Flores, welcome to the Rule and Ryan Show.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, Leo.
Morning.
What is the condition on one of the worst roads? Like where, Leo, could you, if you had to pick out one area that really didn't get a lot of sun yesterday and you're like, okay, absolutely stay away from here. Is that what you guys keep track of, which areas really did not melt down at all yesterday?
Well, it's not a good time to go out anywhere here in the Houston area. Our crews are still working out there to de-ice the roads and to use the snow plows to make them clear. So we want to prioritize the roads for our emergency responders and, of course, the commercial vehicles that have to get products everywhere. It's just not worth it right now for the public to get out there. Hopefully it'll start to warm up a little bit later, but then the temperatures are forecast to go down again. It's just not a good time to go out.
So you were prepared for this, and it's my understanding that the city of Houston only has a couple of snowplows. How did you guys pull this all together so quickly?
Yeah, I was going to say, what's that called? Like, hey, Wisconsin, I think we
Got an
might
extra
need some
one?
of your stuff.
Yeah, how did you
how does that all
accomplish
get coordinated? Yeah.
More like El Paso or Dallas. So we've got some crews that have come in from other cities like El Paso, Dallas, San Angelo. In fact, just early this morning, we had a crew come in from Waco. And so we have about 22 plows that have come in from around the state. We've got them going all over the greater Houston area. One thing that's really important is when we get some sunlight this afternoon is, we'll start to see some slush on the roads. Actually, we see them already. We've done a really good job pre-treating and then continuing to treat them. So that's how that slush forms. Mm-hmm. But it's paramount for us to get those plows out there during that time so that when the temperatures drop again, we don't have ice reforming. So our crews are working really hard, and it's a great thing that we have crews coming in from other cities to help us with this.
And Leo, what is
How many
that?
miles are you doing? How many miles do you cover? It's like 600 miles?
Yeah, no kidding. TxDOT.
Lane miles here in Houston, I think it's about 11,000 lane miles.
Wow.
That TxDOT has.
Wow. What is that solution that you guys put on the roads? I mean, it's not just basically salt, is it?
It's called brine, and it's a mixture of about 23% salt, and it lowers the freezing point on the concrete. And so we do a pre-treatment before the storm, which we were doing all this weekend, 24 hours a day, getting our main arteries, the 45, I-69, 290, all of those priority roads done throughout the weekend. Mm-hmm. And then as the storm hits, we're continuing to treat. So you've got the treatment from the bottom of the ice and then on the top, and that creates that slush. And then we get out there with those snow plows to clear the road.
We're talking to Leo Flores. He's the public information officer for TxDOT here on the Rule and Ryan Show and 104.1 KRBE. And I guess this was a long time coming once we got the alert that snow is actually happening. It was like last week, I think, Leo, that I had posted an Instagram screenshot of a weather thing that said 5 to 6 inches next Tuesday. What the heck is this fakery? And everyone's like, no way, that's not going to happen. But when you guys, obviously, with all the meteorologists y'all talked to with Harris County and whatnot, at what point was it like, okay, definitely the snowplows are going to have to be on standby by what date? I mean, how does that whole thing come together?
Well, for me, it was yesterday morning when I saw all that snow. I had never seen snow because I've lived in Houston all my life. I can't remember a time when I've seen snow like that. So we stay up to date with the National Weather Service. We have briefings with them. And so the closer that we got, it's where we actually started preparing at the beginning of last week with making our plans, getting our scheduling and crews ready, and calling in other cities to see what's available to come in. So we've been planning for a minute on this, and the pre-treatment began this weekend. So that's probably the most important thing, is making sure that we were prepared for something like this. The second we we know that something like this can come. That's when we have to sit down and put pen to paper and making plans.
Yeah. Do you guys have cameras on, and you're mission control. Do you guys have cameras in every part of the city that we don't realize y'all have cameras so y'all can really see where the trouble spots are for the ice and the snow? And the water when it rises and all that?
We do have cameras all over. We are partnered with Houston TransStar, so we monitor the road conditions with the cameras from there.
And I want to say
around
that
10:30, you should look out for a big giant red Chevy truck. You'll see Special K driving.
Kevin had a complaint.
attempting to get home. But
Kevin?
that's a great point, the TransStar, because that's available to everyone. You can just Google Houston TransStar and then click on the cameras, because I was concerned about driving home yesterday, so I was able to check every single camera on my way home, and every single exit has a different camera. So it's fascinating to go and look at these. I mean, this is something you could do any day of the year, but particularly today. Yesterday I was very concerned that way. And there is a corridor between the Galleria and 290 that is still a little bit rough. If you want to make a call, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Kevin wants you to use your clout. Eric, you had a question.
Home safe. What do you think about tomorrow? A lot of people are going to try and get back to work tomorrow. Do you think that's a bad idea? Good idea? I know it's we're still trying to get through today. What's your opinion on tomorrow?
Well, it's important to you just made a very good point about Houston TransStar, and that's where we encourage all of the public to go and see what the road conditions are, where the closures are. So please keep up to date with Houston TransStar to know before you go. Make a plan. It looks like we're going to continue to have some of the same weather going into tomorrow morning. So watch the forecast, and if it's too dangerous, stay off the roads, and wait for those roads to thaw out very well before you get back on.
Right. I was able to see how fast vehicles were moving, if at all, down the roads via TransStar.
Well, I was going to say, Kev, how you can see the TransStar cameras, and Leo, you can see the cameras, but how can you tell the ice? You can't really.
You have to watch the cars.
Ice.
You got to watch the other cars going down it and
they're
see
sliding around.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
or see.
Wow.
I saw some careened into the side. I thought, well, that's a little hot spot there, or cold spot.
Oh gosh.
But Leo
Flores, the public information officer for TxDOT, on the phone with the Rule and Ryan show. Just wanted to identify you again, Leo, for those just tuning in. You were saying, sir?
Yeah, well, you have this thing called black ice to watch out for, which it's not. It's colorless. It's clear. It basically takes on the color of the concrete below, and that stuff is very tricky to go over. So when you're driving, we use a phrase "drive to conditions." So if there's a potential for ice, if there's snow, you want to slow down more than anything. You want to keep your distance from the other cars. That gives you time to move, and more than anything, just stay alert. Watch out for ice on those roads, and slow down.
How long can that ice exist on the concrete? Because just because it gets above freezing doesn't mean it's all going to instantaneously melt.
Well, I think it can stay as long as we have freezing temperatures. That's why we're out there with the treatments to lower that temperature freezing point, and using the snow plows to get them off.
Yeah, so as long as it's really cold, it's going to hold, I guess. Well, it's cold.
Well, what I'm saying is that
the weather.
it says it's going to be right around 32 degrees tomorrow. But if it gets above, that ice is going to linger for a while. Is what I'm trying to find out. Like, how long?
You think it's safe to say, Leo, that if the snow in my front yard has melted, the snow on the the ice on the concrete's gone?
I think it's possible. But what we do want the public to know is to wait for it to thaw out. Wait for there to be safer driving conditions. Watch your forecasts and have a plan.
All right. Well, Leo Flores, thank you so much for taking time to be on the Rule and Ryan show today. Public information officer for TxDOT. Y'all go to TransStar. What's the website for TransStar if people want to see their cameras? I don't want to get out the wrong thing, Leo. How do people see the cameras?
It's HoustonTransStar.org, and they can also go to drivetexas.org as well.
Nice. Okay.
Good to know.
Well, thanks for the information. You guys stay safe, and thanks for keeping us safe. Have a great day.
It's been great being on the show. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Every time.
That was quick.
Wow, Kevin, my gosh.
That wasn't me. That wasn't me.
No, he hung up. He's like, okay, that's it.
I'm not even near the phone.
Yep. Not quick draw
Okay, I
McGraw
think
there.
Leo also needs a Hobby Lobby pillow. We're going to give him one, too, that says together through the weather. If it's cold. What was that phrase we said? If it's cold. Well, he said some phrase about cold that rhymed. I can't remember it now. I didn't write it down. Darn
There's
it.
cold,
I was like,
old, mold, bold.
no, he just said something about something through the cold.
Gold.
Anyway, I feel like
Gold.
in this snow day that we've experienced this week here in Houston, Texas, there's lots of kitschy, funny things that we can come up with. But yeah, if you're just tuning in, if you're just waking up, it's the Rule and Ryan show, and we're still spread out through the city, but enjoying the view from our windows with all this pretty snow in the front yard.
Oh, I mean, looking out the studio window,
go away.
It's beautiful. Kevin, you got like a prime spot. You can see all the rooftops. It just looks so
It is pretty.
And then I
That
hear
is something we
somebody.
don't get to take advantage of. I know that it's not often we see our houses covered in snow, the trees and the bushes and everything in the neighborhoods is really nice. So I hope a lot of people got good pictures yesterday. 'Cause
Yes.
here comes that sun to melt it all away.
Well, like you said,
remember that one time?
you said earlier that all the people taking their photos yesterday, that'll be their Christmas card this
That's
year.
the Christmas card for sure. I'm so bummed out I could not get my kids at the same time in the same place at the house so I could take a picture of them. So at least I could have a picture of the three of them together. I've got random pictures of them building snowmen and things like that. I guess I'll just put that on there. But
Well, I mean, it's still snowing out there today. I mean, might have another chance.
Yep.
It's going to not be as pretty, though, Kev. It's all step through.
yeah, it's all stepped on. It's not nice and fluffy like it was yesterday. My daughter just showed up in her ski bib. Like, I took them skiing you go skiing like one time, and we're not skiers. And so I had a duffel bag full of stuff from the last time we went, and she's like standing here in her ski clothes with her gloves on. Ready to go, Alexandra?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Go build another snowman? What are you doing?
We have to build a snowman on top of the big snowball we made yesterday.
Oh, see, yeah, I said they gave up because their
Well,
hands got too
mission.
cold. There was a huge boulder in my front yard, and they're going to go finish building on top of that one for the next snowman. So might as well take advantage while we have it. Santiago's throwing toys at Sam.
getting
My
a
kids
kick
are already
out
in
of
their
this.
ski clothes.
I needed it.
I'm so sorry. That's why I muted
it's
myself during the
adorable.
interview.
It's adorable.
He has a trash truck, which is his favorite thing in the whole entire world, and of course, he wants to press every button. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
He's just staring at you, man. Boy,
He's-
that kid knows side-eye. Did he learn that from Uncle
Oh,
Kevin?
yeah.
He's too young to be like in another room. You know what I mean? Like I got to keep my eyes on
No,
this kid.
totally understandable, but
That's why
wow.
Ryan's there with Kevin. He's got to keep Kevin under control, too. So.
Look at the
Put a
shiny
little
toy
cage
over
around me.
here.
I know. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, don't be. It's adorable.
It's what it is. All right, we are
crazy.
we are here with you today in Snow Day Fun, day number 2, as our city's getting back to it, and we'll be right back on the Rule and Ryan Show.